April, thank you so much for joining us here at FundForum International. It's been a really stimulating few days. What are the key conversations that you're hearing this week?
So the key conversations are really across so many different themes. They're across ESG, ETFs, multi-generational. No longer is there sort of a one-size-fits-all in asset management and wealth management. It's all about customization and meeting people where they are.
One of the interesting things that comes out of that is what these asset houses are looking for in terms of talent going forward. What are you hearing about that and what they're looking for in the people they employ?
So the whole future of work is really changing. People are working remotely, they're working from home. Digital has been able to bring us people who are in one location but can actually work in multiple locations. So all of that is really changing. And also the old skill set of understanding funds and firms is really changing to really add a digital component. Digital is no longer sort of a siloed skill within an organization, but everybody really needs to have these talents.
One of the key themes today is Asia and China and how that's emerging. What conversations are you having around that? Because I think there's a lot of area for growth there, potential. Obviously people are wary because of trade wars. It's a fascinating part of the world to be looking at investing in.
It is fascinating. So in my particular business, we focus in on high net worth and ultra high net worth client acquisition, and the growth has never been higher than in Asia. Asia Pacific is one of the fastest growing areas of high net worth individuals, and that's of course of interest to all of the firms and funds that are here. So it's a huge market, but it needs to be well understood. And what I find is that many people in the US, where I'm from, are very interested in China, and the Chinese are very interested in the US. So it's the information exchange that really is going to win the day.
And also having people in the local geography who've got true local knowledge.
Really important, because understanding multicultural environments and knowing how to do business in different countries has never been more important. Even though with digital you can certainly meet people in different countries, but being on the ground and moving things from online to offline is truly critical.
And there's a huge growing middle class in Asia. It's going to be the biggest proportion of the middle class in the world eventually. So it's a massive area to tap into.
Everything is big in Asia. No matter what the demographic is or what the opportunity is, it's just so much bigger in Asia. The scale is really in a gigantic portion, and I think that's what people in Europe and US, North America, and other regions of the world really need to understand. The opportunity is big, but understanding it is really critical.
And because it's underdeveloped, there's so much potential for development in countries like Vietnam, Bangladesh. Those were two countries that came up this morning as areas of real interest.
So I would say that's absolutely true. People are underbanked or funded, right, in some of these countries, but there's so much opportunity in places like China just to the sheer number of people. Also in terms of high net worth, in each of these countries, there are really sort of a barbelled approach. The middle class is certainly growing, as you say, but there are the underbanked people who really need access to products and services, and also high net worth who want access to their own products and services.
What are you seeing in terms of how comfortable this industry are at the moment, where they are in the market and indeed geopolitically with what's happening with trade wars?
Well, of course, I get asked that question a lot being from the US, but we're going to skip that one a little bit. I think just like anything else, it's cyclical. If it wasn't this thing, it would be another thing. And I think that what we need to think about is really how to do business globally, and that always involves some localization, to the point you asked.
Great. And going forward, what do these firms need to do next? What do you think? Are they sort of embracing the change that's happening? What needs to happen next?
That's exactly right, Emma. So I think people need to prepare for change. Change is not a one-off. It's not a one and done. You can't say we've changed our business and here's what we do now, expecting that will last any certain amount of time. Digital has sped everything up. So, a one-year plan now is something that maybe needs to even be pulled back to a 6-month plan, a one-year plan, and being very agile, knowing that you need to plan for change, and then localization, right? Knowing what each individual market needs and moving away from the one-size-fits-all.
FundForum provides an amazing opportunity to have those conversations. What have you enjoyed most this week, and what have you partaken in to kind of take away with you?
I love FundForum. So I would say it's a combination of sort of the old and the new. There are the great people that you see from year to year that come back because the networking opportunities are fantastic, but yet it always seems fresh and new every single year. So I really look forward. This is, I would say, the don't miss event in Europe for asset managers and wealth management.
We're delighted to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us, April.
Thank you, Emma.